Hi, Boris.
Good evening.
What's up?
The coronavirus is
That's not funny. You've got some balls.
the biggest
What was it you said to that journalist?
threat
No, not that one. When you were drunk and you said you had big balls because you were the worst foreign secretary.
this country has faced for decades.
That was it. So funny. You really embarrassed yourself when you had that job.
And this country
He really thought you were a dick. And he's not alone.
is not alone.
No, he is not. And he wrote that piece about you after that night, about you travelling to other countries. With that classic first line.
All over the world, we're seeing the devastating impact of
Boris Johnson as British Foreign Secretary. Whatever happened to that journalist?
invisible killer.
Anyway, I'm quite busy. What do you want? Is this about the party you've been planning?
And so tonight, I want to update you on the latest steps we're taking
Go on then. Anyone would think you didn't know what your own rules are for.
to fight the disease
That's right, they are. So don't you think having a party might seem a little inappropriate right now and
and what
a bit illegal? You must see that.
you can.
Of course I can. But you've just instructed the whole country to stay away from each other. You don't then plan a party. You just don't.
Do
So what do you want from me?
to help.
Help? With putting on a party?
And I want to begin by reminding you why
I know why. You and your lot have never put the country ahead of your own interests.
the UK has been taking the approach that we have.
That's because you lie all the time. If you put as much effort into helping the country as you do with covering up your own lies, things might actually improve. So, are these parties with or without the Queen's knowledge?
Without
What would it take to stop you lying?
a huge national effort
So what's your plan for this party?
to halt the growth
Of your bank account?
of this virus.
Of the virus, sorry.
There will come a moment when no health service in the world could possibly cope, because there won't be enough ventilators, enough intensive care beds, enough doctors and nurses.
I thought we were talking about the party.
And as we've seen elsewhere in other countries that also have fantastic healthcare systems,
Okay.
that is the moment of real danger.
Oh, I see. When you could get found out.
To put it simply, if too many people become
Aware of how big a liar you are.
seriously
Sorry.
unwell
I said I was sorry. Keep going.
at one time, the NHS will be unable to handle it,
And everyone will be preoccupied.
meaning more people
Will have no idea you're in this for yourself and having massive piss-ups the whole time. You really think people are likely or unlikely to fall for all of this?
are likely
So when are you planning to start?
to die.
Okay. Italian accent out of nowhere? Bit weird. At least you're not talking about Peppa Pig. So your cunning plan is to make the NHS unusable.
Not just from coronavirus, but from other illnesses as well.
Just to distract from you and your friends having illegal parties.
So it's vital to slow the spread
Of real information in favour of misinformation,
of the disease,
of course.
because that is the way we reduce the number of people
You notice what you're doing, I get it. You're worse than I thought. What would stop somebody going to the press about all of this?
needing hospital treatment,
Which is ironic, considering your plans mean they probably won't get it. So is this threat aimed at just me, or...
at any one
Right.
time,
It's about 8:30.
so we can protect
Your reputation and not...
the NHS's
You have a real... What's the phrase?
ability to cope
Not what I was going for.
and save more.
Because the country's going to have a cost of living crisis. I can see that coming. You have more,
Lives.
than a cat. A whole bunch of cats. With private health insurance. You really enjoy doing whatever you like, don't you? I did wonder why you wanted to be PM.
And that's why
Yeah. Anyway, the party?
we've been asking people to stay
Of course you have. No rules for you. So where are these work gatherings going to be?
at home.
Really? At number 10? Bold move. When?
During this pandemic.
I got that. Like I said, you are ballsy. Thou art the master of ballsiness. Thou art. Which one is it? They both sound weird. Which one is wrong?
Though
So how many people are going?
huge numbers
All the while, the rest of the population.
are complying,
You're unbelievable.
and I thank you
It wasn't a compliment. So how many parties are you going to?
all.
All of them?
The time has now come for us all to do more.
Really? More parties? Don't you get tired? So when is this party season starting?
From this evening,
Right. It's pretty coming. Do you have to invite her?
I must.
It's bad enough with Jacob there. She's such an energy vampire. What was it she says we always should do?
Give the British people a very simple instruction.
Right, to keep them in their place. So dare I ask what help you need from me?
You must stay at home.
We should all be staying at home.
Because
I know, because the wine is being delivered to my house. Again. Why do you always do that? We can't have a party without wine and cheese.
the critical thing
I suppose it'll be soft cheese again.
we must do
Don't say it.
to stop
Boris,
the disease
stop!
spreading between households.
Nobody finds that joke funny. You do know that. Why do you keep telling it? It really annoys people.
That is why
Is Larry the cat coming?
people will only be allowed
It is Larry's home. You should really invite him.
to leave their home
Harsh. If you don't like him, why do you keep him around?
for the following
You like things following you around, don't you? Is that why you like Michael Gove? Why else would you keep him on?
very limited purposes.
So, do you need me to do anything else for the parties?
Shopping for basic necessities
Twiglets? Do you eat Twiglets?
as infrequently as possible.
Really? I've seen how you eat. Why are you not twice your size?
One form of exercise a day, for example, a run, walk or cycle,
Do you exercise alone or with someone?
alone
Understandable. Nobody wants to see that. Though there must be some members of Parliament desperate enough to go with.
or with members of your
Oh, ex-MPs. Suppose. Or staff from your...
household.
I was going to say office, but whatever. Oh, anyway, what can I claim for its expenses?
Any medical need to provide care or to help a vulnerable person, and
No, I mean for any party stuff I buy.
travelling
To the shops.
to and from
Wow, you must claim everything as expenses. What do you actually do all day?
work, but only where this is absolutely necessary and cannot be done from home.
Anything else?
That's all.
It sounds like you only go to work to be able to claim expenses and have parties.
These are the only reasons
What if you're at work and somebody actually asks you to do something?
you should leave
And go where?
your home.
I do get concerned about our country sometimes.
You should not be
So what are you doing after the party tonight?
meeting friends.
You never stop, do you?
If your friends ask you to meet,
You have to meet them, so you've said. What if my friends asked to come to one of the parties?
you should say no.
What if I was talking to them about it?
You should not be
Got it. First rule of Party Club. So what are you doing tomorrow?
meeting family members
You know you could lose your job.
who do.
It's not hoodoo. This is serious. We're in lockdown. You're not supposed to be meeting people or having parties. Do you ever feel any remorse or not?
Not
So what would you do if you were kicked out of number 10?
live in your home.
You really aren't worried about getting caught, are you?
You should not be
Oh, I'm not. I'm just...
going shopping
Jesus, all right. I'll get your party snacks. I bet you never do your own shopping.
except for essentials
Like...
like food and medicine.
You've never been shopping in your life, have you? You just can't stop lying.
And you should
I should lie. You do know it's not a badge of honour. It's a mark of disgrace. What is your problem with telling the truth?
do this as little as you can.
That should be your personal motto. Tell the truth as little as possible.
And use food delivery services where you can.
You mean get other people like me to do everything for you? How do you keep getting away with everything?
If you don't follow the rules,
You can do what you like, so you keep demonstrating. Sorry, bad choice of word. You don't like people demonstrating, do you? You just want to create a situation where nobody can criticise or even stop you. Not even...
the police
I was going to say voters. You haven't got the sort of power to be above the law quite yet.
will have
And what have you got to stop the police from investigating you?
the powers to enforce them,
You mean they owe you one. So by excluding you and your friends from investigations,
including
including... So if you get caught, you'd only get punished,
through fines
which you can easily afford. And that's an end of it. Clever. So you have no real responsibility for stopping parties.
and dispersing gatherings.
And you can effectively have as many parties as you like. Break the law as many times as you like, with no real repercussions. You and your cronies have always seen yourselves above the rules, while at the same time telling people what they can and can't do.
To ensure compliance
A bit like a dictatorship, living with
with the government's instructions
while you do whatever you like. And if you have parties at number 10, you can say you follow the rules.
to stay at home,
Lying and twisting the truth, that's your plan for everything you do. And you think you'll always get away with it?
we will
How early after being born did you learn to lie so effortlessly?
immediately
Unbelievable. Anyway, I better get to the shops. At 6 o'clock they...
Close all shops
No, they get busy with...
selling
people.
non-essential
Boris, stop with your ideologies. You've got the...
goods.
No, integrity of a jelly bridge. You've got me talking rubbish now. Your morals are a mess. Everything about you is a mess.
Including clothing.
Well, that's not a secret. Your clothing is an outward expression of your scruples. Is your ego the only thing you care about?
And electronics.
Oh, yes. Your other obsession. Surveillance of people on the street.
Stores and other premises, including libraries, playgrounds and outdoor gyms and places of worship.
Expanding, is it?
Will stop
At what point?
all gatherings of more than 2 people in public,
You're all about controlling people. And what was it?
excluding people
Keeping people in their place, eh? So you and the people
you live with.
stay at the top.
And will stop
Okay, enough. Are you going to...
all social events,
I was going to say, ever change. But you can't resist any excuse for a piss-up, can you?
including weddings, baptisms and other ceremonies,
Any excuse.
but excluding funerals.
Oh, so you do have a limit. Is that the only time?
Parks
Too public, I guess. But everywhere else is a potential party venue.
will remain open
Just in case the opportunity pops up.
for exercise,
No, I don't want to hear about that again. You do know that for most people, fathering loads of kids isn't called exercise.
but
No,
gatherings
stop it. It's disgusting. I don't want to hear about what you get up to. Or your bodily fluids again.
will be dispersed.
No.
No Prime Minister
Sorry, no Prime Minister. Just stop.
wants to
Nobody's ever found your appalling Gollum impression appealing.
enact measures like this.
You have the most bizarre sex talk.
I know
I bet you have a weird name for your penis.
the damage
Oh my god, what did I even ask? I know you're just doing this to unnerve me. You know exactly what you're doing.
that this disruption is doing and
Just stop it. Don't do it anymore.
will do
You're just a big spoiled child who's always got what they want and wants to control.
to people's lives,
Yes. Just let's sort this party stuff out and stop all this nonsense. Where should I take the wine and stuff that I buy?
to their businesses
Whose businesses?
and to their
Where? Stop pissing about.
jobs.
You're pathetic. Do you do this because it makes you feel important?
And that's why
You need to grow up and take some responsibility for what you say. These innuendos are just childish.
we've produced a huge
No more. Your humour is boorish.
and unprecedented
I wouldn't say that. What was it they said people need after spending an afternoon with you?
programme of support
That was it.
both for workers and for business.
I'm still not convinced you'll be able to get away with having all these parties during a lockdown.
I can assure you that we will
Wow, you have no humility at all. If you actually lost your job, what would you actually do?
keep these
That's disgusting. Your ego has no...
restrictions
How many parties are you actually planning to have?
under constant review.
And all these parties are going to be at number 10? Or are you looking for other venues?
We will look again in 3 weeks
3 weeks? You're planning on having constant parties at your house for 3 weeks?
and relax
I'm relaxed. And what about the media? Who you get to cover for you if the media find out?
them if the evidence shows we are able to.
Well, what would you say to the media to get them to cover for you?
But at present, there are just no easy options.
What?
The way ahead is hard.
Of course. You're going to distract them with how much you struggle to help your poor country. That's what you always do. Distract everyone from the crap you keep doing by doing or saying something more shocking yet less important. They've always lapped that up.
And it is still true
How many people are you willing to destroy just to cover your own back? 10? 100? Million?
that many lives
People won't forget. Things that you do have a way of coming back to get you. The records of what you do.
will, sadly, be lost.
The records of what you do can't all be lost.
And yet it is also true
You always rely on people just forgetting and moving on to the next thing they're shown. And you just continue doing whatever the fuck you like with no consequences, right out of trouble.
that there is a clear way through.
Is it? The rule you live by, eh?
Day by day,
Then what?
we are strengthening our amazing
You know what? I don't want to know. Just tell me how little the budget is for the
NHS
parties. How do I pay for it all?
with 7,500
Taxpayers' money by any chance?
former
Of course. Former. Your money now.
clinicians
Clinicians?
now
Your doctor is there.
coming
Are you... Where are you going? Are you coming back? Oh, you're back.
back to the service.
Service? I'm not your servant.
With the time
I see. I'm your servant with the time.
you buy.
Oh, Will, are you okay? Did that doctor just give you something? Do you need to go?
Simply
Yes?
staying
Where are you? It looks like an office.
at home.
That's probably for the best. Have you got all the sound equipment you need for the party? Are you having music?
We are increasing our stocks of equipment.
Oh, that's good. Have you found enough wine glasses?
We are accelerating our search
I expect you have an excuse or story ready to go if you do get caught.
for treatments.
4. Have all possible versions ready to go, I guess.
We're pioneering
I'm glad you think becoming the best lie you can be is important.
work
Are you pinning all your hopes
on a vaccine.
on people believing you?
And-
And if you're spending $7,500 on booze and snacks, how will you account for that missing taxpayers' money?
We're buying millions of testing kits that will enable us to
How? You're buying them for your mates. How do you sleep at night?
turn the tide on
What, is that like a recording?
this
Is that all it takes? You really have no conscience. What are the people of this country to you?
invisible
You think that's clever, don't you?
killer.
Why do you behave like this?
I want to
How do you stop people hating you?
thank everyone
With your sincerity? And what lie are you going to use to win people over during the pandemic?
who is working flat out to beat the virus.
You are? You think people are stupid enough to believe that?
Everyone from the supermarket staff to the transport workers to the carers,
Do you actually know who's working hard to beat the virus?
to the nurses and doctors on the front line.
So you are aware of them then? You just don't care?
But in this fight,
It's not a fight. You're supposed to be working with these people. You're not better than them.
we can be in no doubt that
Who's we? Do the whole cabinet think they're better than everyone else?
each and every one of us
Is that how you get to be in the cabinet? Somebody who thinks they're better than everyone else?
is directly enlisted.
And while all those doctors and nurses are working their hearts out, you'll all be getting completely pissed.
Each and every one of us
Is that why you entered politics?
is now
And you chose the Conservative Party because...
obliged to join
so you can all swindle the country.
together
So let me get this straight. While all the other people are working,
to halt the spread of this disease, to protect our NHS, and to save many, many thousands of lives.
you'll be having party after party.
I know that
And if and when people find out, they'll just fall for your lies and your oafish clown act.
as they have in the past, so many times,
And once again, you'll get away with misleading
the people of this country
who will somehow remain completely oblivious to how untrustworthy and conniving you are and will blindly support you no matter what you do. That's your plan.
will rise to that challenge,
I bet you will.
and we will come through it stronger than ever.
Power to the... well, it's not the people, is it? What about the actual pandemic? You can't just ignore it.
We will beat the coronavirus,
Once you've made enough money,
and we will
while listening to your favourite party songs. What is your favourite song, by the way?
beat it
Of course it is. A song about wanking.
together.
Oh, please. Oh, you've distracted me now.
And therefore, I urge you, at this moment of national emergency, to stay at home
And wait for the wine to arrive so you and your friends can have a series of parties and make loads of money under the guise that you want to...
protect our NHS and save lives.
We're all fucked.
Thank you.
That wasn't a compliment. Oh, he's gone. What a twat.